One thing we deal with when we're talking to like a bunch of different retailers is people organize and structure the buying role and the buying goals very differently across various different organizations. So what I would love to hear from you to just kind of like set the baseline is what are you responsible for in terms of not just like the day-to-day tasks, the goals, but also like the outcomes that you help ensure make happen, right? At Fine Fettle overall.
Absolutely, Andrew. So I think a little bit of helpful context is where I started. So started in 2019 with Fine Fettle, opening up our second store in Connecticut and Newington. At that point, we had one store in Willimantic, one store in Newington, Connecticut. Medical market, only 4 vendors. So a fraction of the vendors that most markets have. So working in one store, working with 4 vendors, there's some purchasing going on, but not a ton of crazy amount of relationships or data to work with. Fast forward to now, working with 8 stores in Connecticut. It'll be 9 next month. 2 stores in Massachusetts. We have 3 locations in Georgia. So I am responsible for managing the inventory levels across all these stores at the category level, working with our retail buyer, Dan, at the SKU level, vendor level, overseeing how pricing and discounting affects our margins on the other end, making sure that we can meet our revenue goals with how we're bringing things in with cost and price. Simple math equation, but there's a lot of work that goes into getting those certain costs and those certain price points. So I'm ensuring the health of the cash flow organization by making sure each vault in each store has the right amount of inventory at the right time. So we're not carrying too much where we're overstocked and sitting on inventory that's dead, not too little where we can't meet revenue goals because of it. Just trying to find that sweet spot.
And so basically in charge of making sure that the stuff that the thing actually sells, the stores actually sell, are on the store or on the shelves at a correct time when the customers are coming in the door to buy the thing, but they're not sitting around forever so that like you have a bunch of cash on the shelves that you can't turn over effectively.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
Just a,
inventory.
no, go ahead.
Inventory is the biggest investment that a company can make, and so getting it right every single day is truly critical to ensuring success.
Yeah. So let's actually talk a little bit about that in terms of getting it right is critical to ensuring success. In your mind, what are the largest blockers to the average organization, if you're kind of generalizing it, getting it right? Like, what are the things that prevent you from being able to get it right? When, a lot of folks, in the most simplest way to think about the problem, it's, well, weed sells itself, right? I purchase a bunch of pre-rolls, vapes, flour, edibles, I put them on the shelves and then they sell, right? Obviously, like it's not that simple, but like what do you like what are the things that make it not that simple,
Uh,
essentially?
Absolutely. So I think a lot of it comes down to data integrity in the point of sale. Depending on who the retailer is, there may be one or a group of people all entering data in for new product entries, building new categories, new master categories. So if the architecture isn't set up right in the point of sale, the downstream effect of that, it just becomes impossible to manage. So for example, I started with just managing our Connecticut stores. Massachusetts was separate. When I took over Massachusetts, I had to standardize that data, that product catalog. So we knew a vape cartridge 1 gram in Connecticut compared to a vape cartridge 1 gram in Massachusetts was the similar category and should be able to be looked at similarly. So having the correct data architecture in the point of sale. And then on the other side of that, having, I don't, like I said, I don't work for Happy Cabbage, but we're here to talk about tools that work. Having something on the other side of that point of sale that can do the work for you, because prior to this, I was, building pivot table after pivot table after pivot table to try to manage all this data using exports from the point of sale. That just becomes impossible to manage and to keep up with, and frankly, is a lot of time. And the point of sale isn't necessarily built to help you manage the inventory in the way that it needs to be able to make the most effective and accurate decisions when it comes to purchasing and inventory management.
Got it. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, 100%, right? Like that's one of the biggest things that we saw overall was the data, even once you've gotten it like really cleaned up and architected correctly, which is a big if, right? Just the sheer amount of it that is required to get to accurate run rates, to get to understanding really quickly how much supply you need at a store level, SKU level, brand level, category, whatever like that level is just like it's a huge amount of information, right?